So, it's time for the long-awaited duel between Romin and Princess G. And I have to say, this duel and episode absolutely rocked. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton. And today we're here to talk about episode 87 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens anime series. An episode in where we get closer to unraveling the mysteries of the Sevens book. While Yuo has this memory of himself and Gohar Yuga together. Plus, we also continue Romin's character development as we have her final duel within Sevens. Now, I really liked how throughout this duel, Princess G played the role of the villain in order to help Romin develop by pushing her further beyond. We know how much Romin idolizes Princess G and how much value her words has an effect on Romin. So when Princess G started to say things like the world isn't kind enough to let her take both paths of the solo career and of course being with her friend / dueling, then this obviously shook Romin a lot. She was confused because she didn't know what to think anymore. Princess G was contradicting what she taught her in the past. And after all, ever since episode 40, Romin has had this kind of conflict between her desires to quit rush dueling and focus solely on her music, but she also wants to be with her friends. She just wants to do everything she can her own way. So Romin won the duel, and during that win she found her answer. The answer to stay with her friends, but also to chase after her own dreams. Now alongside this answer, Romin gained more confidence and became more decisive. I really liked how you could see throughout this episode and the duel, Romin carried some self-doubt in her choices. And she hesitated when making the choices of what cards to play and the effects to use. This backed up the fact that Romin was being indecisive with her decision making. So when she finally sort of decided to let go and found her answer and became more decisive, this element kind of disappeared and showed character growth. Now looking at that final turn that Romin had, she had Prima Gitana on the field, who represents Princess G and Romin's love for dueling. She had Esperada, who reflects Romin's berserk mode, as Romin has already kind of accepted and come to terms with that mode itself. Plus we had her new fusion monster, Princess Omega, who I guess you could say is the new representation of Romin's newfound resolve. All three of these monsters represent a different stage in Romin's character journey, and this I thought was great symbolism. Now speaking of Romin's development, Romin's character throughout Sevens has been a joy and a pleasure to see grow and watch develop. To the point where I think she's so developed, I can agree with those online saying that Romin is the best female heroine that we've had out of all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, sometimes Romin hasn't had an importance in an arc, but when the spotlight does shine upon her, it's really effective and very focus heavy. Now the last thing in terms of Romin's character is that locker at the end of the episode. Please let this return in Go Rush. Imagine it. If Udius, Yumaru and Yuhi are looking in Yuga's old lab because they need to find something to help them with their problem, they come across this ancient time capsule with a sign saying "Do not open," and inside they find Romin's old solo debut things. This would be such a great segment in Go Rush if they managed to do this. It would just be great, and it will get a great reaction from the viewers. Now then, when it comes to Princess G, I do like this character, but there are a few things from this episode that did disappoint me a little bit with her display. I understand that her main ace was Prima Gitana, but then how did she get another copy of this card? After all, during the flashback when she throws it into the crowd and Romin receives it, it sounded like a very important and valuable card to her, almost as if it was a one-of-a-kind card. Now because her main monster in the deck is Prima Gitana, Princess G's deck was a mirror of Romin's deck, which again was a little bit disappointing, but it makes a small amount of sense when you look at the playstyle that Prima Gitana sort of fits into with the psychic type monsters. Princess G having a dual guitar was a bit strange, but at the same time it makes a little bit of sense when you think about it from a theme and stylistic perspective. You can't imagine that Princess G would have one of those tiny little dual discs because it would look ridiculous on her character as from a design angle. I just wish though that we had a small bit of dialogue that just explained how she got this dual guitar, because the one that Romin had was said to have been made by Yuga, so it was unique, it was something that no one else had. Maybe there's a possibility that Princess G saw Romin use one and asked someone to make one for her, but again, why couldn't you explain that? With all that being said though, there were some positive points to Princess G's appearance in this episode, like her fusion monster, Omega Katana. This fusion monster looked amazing, and honestly the skill is decent, but I just love the design overall. Handy Lady also is a brilliant monster, just from a design perspective, and I just like the car in the background of the shot we got from it when it was summoned. The second positive from Princess G was her vibe/mood on display. Things like her character acting like a villain towards Romin, testing her, as well as showcasing a range of emotions, like happiness and passion. This is all because the things that she displayed within this episode felt natural. And it also backed up the fact that she did all of these actions out of care and support towards Romin. Going back to the statement that Princess G made when she said that she believes that rush duels are the potential of children. I think deep down Princess G realised that in a rush duel Romin would be able to break out of her sort of comfort zone and develop further, and that's why she offered a ultimatum: rush duel me. If I win, you go to music. If you win, you do what you do. Okay, it's Gohar sibling time, and the image of young Yuo and young Gohar Yuga looked adorable. It also shows us another side to Gohar Yuga's personality, as we know that when he was younger he loved dueling, obviously before turning evil, but seeing him have a bond with another sibling makes him seem a little bit more friendlier and open. This also could be connected to one reason as to why Gohar Yuga is currently having a conflict within his mind. The two sides, good and evil, are clashing, and Gohar Yuga is kind of not taking it too well at the moment, as we saw in the last episode, and of course in this episode as well. He's still mentally struggling to understand what is right and what is wrong. He even starts saying swirly in this episode. I also really enjoyed how the fact that Yuo, after getting this memory of when they were little back, it lit a new burning fire within Yuo. It made him want to resolve the mysteries behind the SEVENS books and help Gohar Yuga. So while on the topic of the SEVENS books, it was pretty cool to see that the fish guy is the one who helped Eugene get the books back. And there was a little bro moment between the two of them, and that was rather wholesome, which I guess is something we can positively say about Eugene. Poor Gohar Yuga though, the guy is falling through the sky and could die if he hits the ground. Hopefully he gets his act together and at least survives the fall. Now, this episode had an ending song that was different, and of course it was Romin's song. And I thought that it was accompanied by a really fun video package that helped kind of showcase Romin's journey in a delightful and fun way. More interestingly though was the fact that the things that were in the lyrics of this song goes hand in hand with Romin's character development, with things like sort of her confidence and her chasing after her dreams, and of course the choices that she makes in the show. Again, this is really awesome. So then, the next episode looks like a Luke-focused episode. Will we get to see him finally overcome the being known as Tiger? And will we learn more about the Luke Devil? If we get at least a good serious duel between Luke and Tiger, with Luke actually finding a path to move forward with, then I am actually going to be quite happy. as I can't see what Luke does after the events of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. I don't see where his character is going to progress to. What goals does he have in mind? He wants to be king of duels, but he already is that. Romin, of course, has her music. Gakuto has his family to manage. Luke doesn't seem to want to work for his family, so what will he decide to do? If they answer that question next episode, then I feel like it's going to be a very good focus development episode for Luke. But returning to this episode just for a quick second, the moments between Luke and Romin within this episode were very obvious. Now, I'm not the type of person to ship characters, but I would like it if in the next episode Luke is struggling a little bit with facing Tiger. And if that is the case, Romin should be the one to call out to him and help him refocus, as a way of kind of supporting him and repaying him for the things that Luke has done for her in these past few episodes. You know, in the sense of giving her courage to kind of face her problems and move forward. Anyways, I really enjoyed this episode. Much like with episode 85, it did for me do wonders for the characters involved in making them more complete by finishing off their development and their stories, while also making them more likeable and just enjoyable in total. So let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, comment, subscribe, otherwise Gakuto is going to chop you. And have a great day. Alligator Matane. Goodbye.